are told in the legends that Siddhartha's birth brought great cheer to his parents as they had waited for many years for a child to be born to them. For instance, Maya gave birth to the Buddha when her age was between 40 and 50 years. Shortly after his birth, his father had him inspected by different diviners who, on examining his body, found on it 32 physiognomic signs of a Mahapurush. Some of these physiognomic signs that have drawn particular attention of scholars included Ushnish, protrusion on the top of the head, Urna, tuft of hair between the eyebrows, no gap here, sexual organ enclosed in a sheath, and webbed hands and feet. Though most of these diviners had prophesied for the boy either of the two possible careers: one, staying at home, inheriting the throne and becoming a Chakravartin king, or two, leaving home, adopting the life of a wandering mendicant and becoming a Samma Sambuddha, that is, fully awakened one. Kondaiya declared quite decisively that he will become a Buddha. On the same day, the ascetic Asit, also known as Kuladeval, meditating in the Himalayas, learnt from the Tavtins Devas of the birth of the future Buddha and paid a visit to Shuddhodhan to see the child. He also declared that the child will become a Buddha. Even though Shuddhodhan was painfully conscious of the declaration of Kondaiya and Asit that the Bodhisattva would eventually leave home and become the Buddha, he still hoped that his son would succeed him to the throne and become a Chakravarti king. Keeping this in mind, he is said to have kept him away from all those distractions that might act as a catalyst to make him live worldly life. Thus, he was provided with the surroundings of a quintessential prince. The early Buddhist texts contain very little information about the birth and youth of Siddhartha. The word Siddhartha literally means who has accomplished his task. Later biographies developed a dramatic narrative about his life as a prince and his existential troubles. Maya died 7 days after his birth, and his stepmother Gautami Prajapati took on the responsibility to take care of him. According to the tradition, the mothers of all the Buddhas must die after giving birth to a would-be Buddha, because no other child is to be conceived in the same womb as a Buddha. Maya was reborn as a Devata, male deity, in the Tushit heaven. The Mahavastu explains that the queen died soon after giving birth so that she may never indulge in sensual pleasures again. However, as the Bodhisattva in some way could be held responsible for her death, Buddhaghosh absolves him of all this, saying that it was simply her time to go, as she had exhausted her lifespan at that point. However, according to the Abhinishkraman Sutra, unable to regain her strength or recover from the joy she experienced while the child dwelt in her womb, gradually succumbed to her weakness and died. The text further points out that some of the old masters say that this is a universal rule with the mothers of all the Buddhas, that they should thus die on the 7th day after the birth of their child. The Lalit Vistar points out that she died because the span of her life was so ordained. The mothers of all former bodhisattvas also died on the 7th night after their confinement. However, the Lalit Vistar also points out that she died because on the delivery of the well-known bodhisattva, with all his organs complete, his mother's heart splits. He was a prenatural child. The legends mostly show him as an enlightened personality at the time of his birth. For instance, the Mahapadan Sutta mentions that as soon as he was born, he took 7 steps and declared, "I am chief in the world, supreme in the world, eldest in the world. This is my last birth. There will be henceforth for me no more re-becoming." The Chinese version of this sutra goes even further, where he goes on to say, to quote, "In heaven and on earth, I alone am worthy of veneration. I will be free of all beings from earth, old age, sickness and death."